Um,
My
it actually is.
my laptop.
What's up?
Can you see me?
Yeah, a little pixelated, but we'll run it. One moment. Let me read. I'm from Texas, unemployed. Thanks to COVID-23. Nice to meet you, Taylor. Thanks so much for joining us, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start here. Our guest of honor, but more so, very good friend, Mr. Jiyay, is joining us this evening. How you doing, Jiyay?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. He's not used to this voice. Like we've talked plenty in over Discord. He's more accustomed to a very whatever loose with the tongue kind of verbiage deal. But how you doing, Jay? How's your day?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I think I told my Discord that I'm coming on here, so there's a few people from Discord on.
No, totally. That's that I wanted. I always tell the guest community to come on because, like I said, and let me announce this to them first. If you guys exclamation mark the letter Q in the chat, you can ask Mr. Jiyay or our guest any question you'd like, whether it be about him, whether it be about something that you want answered, whatever it may be. You can ask Mr. Jiyay there directly, and it's totally anonymous, guys, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So ask away. There's a segment in the show where we just go through all those questions. But first and foremost, we talk about streaming, and then we get into life stories, and then we get into the community questions. But aside from that, Mr. Jiyay, what time is it your part? I know I could easily Google this, which is such a kind of a bullshit question, but what time is it your part of the world?
It's 1 p.m.
It's one. So why were you on the train? I was talking to you while you were on the train today.
No, I just had to do some boring shit. And I just got home and I fell asleep.
You got home and have you been sleeping well, my man? Are you all right?
Yeah, but no, not really. Just because I keep streaming at like 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's stupid.
On TikTok or on Twitch?
Both.
Both. Nice. So let me run this for you. By the way, do we have any time constraints? I don't wanna hold you up longer than I need to.
Yeah, I have time. I have time till like just after 2.
Just after 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna need to run this then if that's the case. So let's start here. All right, Jay. I always like to kind of preface to the community how we met and how we got to know each other. And so I believe it was around
Glory Hole.
Yeah, it was a glory hole. Like it was a weird website, gloryhole.com, and we just kind of met through there.
No,
and...
it was at a glory hole.
Yeah, right. Across the fucking world. I remember Jiyay. So there's a couple people that will be familiar with this story, but Jiyay over here, he was starting off earlier this year on Twitch. And again, he was using his cell phone and or laptop at the time, and it was just so wonky and it was weird. It was him and Jerry, and
it's kind of like this.
It's kind of like that, yeah, exactly. So we're getting a kind of a flashback, but there was something flashback. About hello.
Flashback episode.
Exactly. This is one of those. Let's revisit our memories, but it's so fascinating, kind of watching who he was back then because it was the truest form of IRL in real life content. You would see his day to day, waking up, getting food, mundane chores, all of that, and it was so like it was different.
Fucking my dog.
Okay, all right. This man is gonna get me canceled here before he gets canceled himself.
No, I did. Remember?
What?
Like Chico was a baby. So
oh my god! Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that exactly. And so, after all this time, he actually was the reason. He encouraged me a ton to start streaming, and he encouraged all his community to start streaming, and so they kind of did. And then he was just like, How did you feel after that? I believe you mentioned that realization when you encouraged everyone.
I'm such an idiot. Like all my viewers, I was like, yeah, you should start streaming, and then they all did. So like, if they're streaming, they're not watching.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and it's kind of like that's the catch-22 of it all. But
it's fine. It worked out for the best.
He created his own nightmare here, which is this show. All right, you've created why we're here today, and so
yeah, definitely.
There was actually a brief hiatus where he, Jiyay wasn't streaming at all for a couple months, and I had what was that?
Like 3 months, yeah.
3 months. And I had always wondered, I was like, where is Jiyay? What is he doing? And lo and behold, I find out he's building.
Fucking dogs.
Well, that too, but building an empire over in on TikTok, and he's killing it there. So this is going to be one of those unique interviews where I'm going to ask you twofold, like 2 lives, one from Twitch and a little bit from TikTok. All right. So that's pretty much where we started. Let me ask you this, Jiyay. How long have you had a Twitch account and a TikTok account in general?
I've had TikTok for like three-ish months.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Twitch since March.
Okay, so he's had Twitch since March, TikTok for 3-ish months.
Yeah.
How did you get in?
I downloaded it like I think 4 months or maybe 5 months ago, but I didn't post it till like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm. How did you get into streaming for both?
So we have a mutual friend called Juice, and he started streaming, and then it looked like fun, so I was like, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and him had we did like a bet, like a race,
Mm-hmm.
like who can get to 100 first.
Yeah.
And he sucks, so I got to 100,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just really fun. And then obviously, like you were there. There was like so many nice people,
Mm-hmm.
like you, Aztec, Ian, Paolo, Gio.
Mm-hmm.
There's more. I'm sure I'm forgetting, but
Yeah.
so it was easy to like keep streaming every day because there was like a really good. It was really small community, but like really, really good.
Yeah. Totally. So how about TikTok though? Why did you start on that platform?
Because of Corona. Because in Australia we were in lockdown at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was like the start of lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like nothing to do, and I've always liked making content like from a young age.
Mm.
But like it's not good content. It's just content. I just like making shit.
Mm.
And then obviously it just did really well. Like I got really lucky at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. For both.
Not really Twitch. I don't think I got lucky for Twitch. I fucking streamed like every day, bro. Like it wasn't like
True.
TikTok. I don't put in like much work, but Twitch, I was streaming like the week, like at least 3 hours a day, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to like 300 followers just through that, and that I suppose it's okay, but it's not that good considering how many hours I put.
Yeah. So with TikTok, and this is the one time I'm gonna be willing to flex your numbers because I think it's fantastic. You've been there for 3 months, and you grew exponentially. I know you mentioned a lot about luck, and I know you've been like, oh yeah, it just worked out. How did you find your niche in the sense of your comedy style there?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, you're sandbagging me.
Sorry. I always give you shit like on the. I'm like, it must be hard dealing with guests because like they don't give you any energy back, but it's right now.
It's not. No. I mean, I've done this about 20 plus times, and this is the one where I feel guilty, is because I know I could read your face, Jiyay. Let's just cut the shit. I can read your face how exhausted you are. All right, and so this might literally be the fastest I ever do this fucking show.
I'm sorry.
No, don't fucking worry. Of course.
I like wake up at like 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Well, fair play. Then again, I've been interviewing a lot of Australians lately, as well as fucking I had someone from Singapore the other day. But beyond the point, man, it's
So my niche, I suppose. I started first doing videos about like it was like racial commentary stuff. So like mainly because I'm half Australian, half Japanese, so like tons of stuff to do with Australia and Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But I just did that because like it's pretty therapeutic because it's just funny and it's just funny to express it.
Yeah. So
I started doing that, and I'm so shocked people related to it. Like so many people were like, "Oh yeah, that's so true" or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, it just started with that, and then I started doing like. So my mum's pretty cooked, like she's pretty fried. She's mental. and I just started like she would always say like fucking dumb shit. So I just like reenact those things she said to me. Um, on so I made videos about that, and they did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then lately, I've just been doing like hentai noise. They're like they're
Yeah.
doing like I'm actually pissed off because my early videos, like I actually put a little bit more effort in, and they would do. They still do good,
Mm-hmm.
but then this hentai shit, it's like I don't even understand anymore. Like I can, yeah, TikTok's pretty weird. I don't actually understand TikTok, to be honest.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by like it shit's you stopped yourself. You say I can do it, and then you stopped. What do you mean TikTok's so weird?
Like for example, my old videos,
Yeah.
I would probably put effort in. So like I would think, and I would have to do like a few takes. Maybe it would take half an hour
Mm-hmm.
to make one. That's pretty long to make a 15-second video, in my opinion.
True.
And then these latest videos, people who don't know, I'm just literally saying like a word in several languages, and I finish it off in Japanese in like a hentai voice.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like they take me like I'm not even kidding. I made one the other day. It literally took like 2 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're doing really well, like
Mm-hmm.
for my channel.
And,
So that's the bit that's shocking. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
and I don't think I was able to tell the community the truth in the sense of like in that 3 months you grew to what is it 450,000 500,000? What are you at right now?
I'm not sure. I think I'm like between 450 and 5.
Yeah, so you grew somewhere in between that in very short amount of time doing content that personally how I would talk to Aztec about your comedy on TikTok, and a lot of it actually mirrored the stories you would tell us early on your Twitch life, like you mentioning
Yeah,
your
because
mom.
they're real. Like people think the stuff I say on TikTok, the early videos, they think I'm like joking, but I'm not
Mhm.
joking. I'm
No.
just literally. It's not really a joke. I'm just reenacting what happened.
Hmm. Oh, totally. No, and I see how
Yeah.
serious like again you've and we'll get into this in the next segment. You've mentioned how a lot of this stuff in terms of cultural like identity, in terms of your relationship with your mother, it's kind of interesting because I have a theory about comedy where it's like you take a lot of, I don't want to use traumas, but like you take a lot of shit from your past and you create it into something that is impressionable to others, maybe through humor or inspirational.
Yeah, I agree with that. It doesn't actually have to be hilarious. I think relatability is really important
Mm-hmm.
on TikTok. I think any platform actually relatability is really important.
100%.
Like there's for example, there's a lot of hot people on TikTok, right? And their whole thing is their face. Like that's how they get followers, right?
Yeah.
And they have a lot of followers, but if you look at their engagement, it's really bad. Like I've seen accounts with like 1 million followers, and because they don't have an online personality, well, I'm sure they have a personality in real life, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't express it in the videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they get like for example 1 million. I've seen so many of these, 1 million followers, and they'll get like 50K views on a video, which is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like accounts with 100K can get 50K views on a video. So you need to have like relatability. I think you need to show like personality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have to be the funniest person ever.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I think relatability is more important
Mm-hmm.
than being funny. If you can be funny, that's just like a bonus.
Yeah, that's a bonus there. But
I know that people relate to it because I get like flooded with messages saying people telling me. So I know for a fact like that's why people like it. Well, that's why a lot of I'm sure other people like it for other reasons, but that's like one of the main reasons.
yeah, it's a yoink off too. But let me ask you this though. You've mentioned like, and again we'll talk a little bit about it later. But you've mentioned in your story how somewhat isolating it is to be in your shoes, cultural wise. Um, were you sensing that this would be something like? Clearly, you're talking about relatability and that content being like something that resonated with others, especially those that DM'd you about it. Were you expecting this kind of reaction towards that specific content?
Not even like 1% because when I grew up, there was no like mixed people same as me, except for my family, my brother.
Yeah.
And I only realized like lately, like the new generation is pretty diverse. So my average age for my follower is 23 years old, so a bit younger than me. But yeah, I definitely 100% like shocked that people relate to it, because I did feel like people aren't going to relate to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, not only
it's not just, I think it's that sometimes the video could just be funny and people share it, I suppose. But I honestly think it's the relatability aspect, in my opinion.
Okay. Let's move on from that. Let me ask you this. What have you learned about yourself through streaming on Twitch as well as streaming and creating content on TikTok?
That I'm gay. Nah. I'm pretty. I know that I don't know, actually. It's a really deep question. I don't know.
You're gonna get a lot of this tonight. I'm sorry, and I'm trying to meet your pace.
Nah, because like I know that when I talk to you, I seem like confident and whatnot, but I'm like really what's the word? Gay, not gay. I'm really like
self-conscious.
I say gay on Twitch.
Do what you want.
It's what's the word? You know when you see yourself and you want to die? Like
insecure?
Yeah, insecure. That's the word.
Okay.
So it is like post, like obviously because people are watching my content now. It is kind of like I don't watch my videos ever because I would delete it instantly if I saw it. So this is like a new feeling I have to like get over. You know when you hear your own voice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
I got over that. I mean,
so I'm learning I have to like get over, just be like not insecure.
I feel that. How would you describe?
Other than that though, like I've learned how to make new content. I feel.
Wait, what? You have to learn how to, or?
Yeah, like actually think about content instead of just shitting out whatever.
True. What's the process like for writing your TikToks?
So I every time I talk the old ones, every time I spoke to my mom, I would just like write it down on like or I would get off the phone to her and then do the video. Or I'd have an experience with someone IRL and then I would just go home and make a video about it. And then the latest ones, what's the process? I don't know. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know the latest. I can't explain the latest one.
Sure. It's just.
I did one. I just did one like 2 weeks ago and it went pretty viral. So I was like, all right, I should do more. And then they all go viral. The exact same video.
Yeah. That kind of style of mixing cultures, multiple languages, kind of that. I don't know. There is a style of humor, but I can't really put my foot on it. You know what I mean? It's there's something about it. The thing is, like, Jiyay, you were like, don't watch, Mom, you're going to watch my stuff and you're not going to think it's funny. And while I'm not laughing out loud, I'm not dying to it, I can acknowledge that this is a style of comedy that is respected and loved.
I know that you won't find it funny because you're like a comedy elitist.
Okay. All right. We're gonna fuck with this now. You're just gonna attack me in this own platform. You're not wrong. All right. You're not wrong. I am an elitist in that regard. But I will. Yeah. But the thing is, you can't acknowledge the facts. The facts of the matter is this resonates with people. And I've read the comments, so I'm not gonna be stupid to the fact that I'm like, people fuck with it. People love it. And so I may not like, for example, Jeff Dunham, but the puppet guy. But I get it. People like him.
Yeah, do they though?
There was a run where he was like the best comedian like of that year. It was ridiculous. Ahmed the whatever. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I know Jeff Dunham.
You're a huge Jeff Dunham fan. I could see it in your eyes. I could see that's why your eyes lit up the second I said Jeff Dunham and Ahmed the terrorist puppet whatever he had bit. And you're like, oh, shit, this is where I'm going to lean in.
That was very, very tasteful comedy.
Yeah, exactly. On the nose. how would you describe your streaming style? Not let's talk less about your TikTok like thing, but your style on live streaming both on TikTok and on Twitch.
So on Twitch, I just do like just chatting.
Yeah.
So kind of, I suppose similar to you. You do a lot of just chatting. Mine's not as deep as yours though. Mine's very base surface level. Like, actually, like, hey, going, and then like I'll tell. Oh yeah, so I have like a lot of interesting stories to tell because I had a pretty like weird childhood. So I tell a lot of stories. But I tell them on Twitch because on TikTok I've been warned by the company like I can't say certain things on TikTok live. So on Twitch I just like talk to people and tell stories. I'm planning to play games, but you remember when I first started streaming when you were watching? I never did games.
Yep, that's true.
Like, yeah.
So you're gonna try? Do you know what games are you trying to play on your stream?
Just like Fall Guys and the people in my Discord play some like dating sim. That's a full boyfriend later.
Oh, not the KFC one you did last time.
I already finished that game.
Oh, how did it finish? Spoiler alert, how did it finish?
Just fucked the main bitch.
The Colonel? You have sex with the Colonel?
No. I was trying to get with someone else.
Oh, whoa! You try to get with Wendy's or McDonald's or Burger King. You were not trying to go for the Colonel that evening. That's it.
There was like this thick girl, so I was trying to go for her.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Jiyay. If I asked your community who you were, your Twitch community who you were, what would they say to me?
The OG ones.
Let's do both. The OG ones and the new ones.
The OG ones would just say that I'm like really, I think, pretty direct. Because you got to remember, most of the OG followers are not Australian.
Yes, that's true. A lot of them are American.
I think I'm being pretty typical, young Australian male, but I suppose to some internationals, I'm quite direct. And to the new ones, they honestly, the reason I wanted to come to Twitch is because they think I'm like really wholesome.
I like how you say they think. Are you tricking them? Are you catfishing them?
I'm nice, but I'm also, you know what I'm like.
Yeah.
You know how I've talked to you.
Yeah, I got you. I'm not gonna like let them find out their own way, but I actually respect both sides. I understand it. I feel it, or I hear you on it. If I were, let's flip that question around. What is your community known for? Both on TikTok, kind of live stream, and Twitch.
Well, like I feel like my core community is on Discord. I feel like they're people that I'll probably get along with IRL. Like they're nice, but they're still like they're not like super in it. And they're more relatable. But the TikTok community, dude, it's pretty fucked. Like it's so diverse. Like some people are there because they genuinely are trying to learn language, which I don't understand why they're for that. And then there's some people who are there who are just like, have you read the comments on TikTok? It's pretty fucked.
Sometimes half and half.
Yeah, it's very mixed, dude. TikTok's, that's what I'm saying. I don't really get TikTok. It's like a new thing.
Oh, it's completely new.
But people who say like, oh, it's just like 10-year-olds, it's so not true. It's like I rarely have anyone under 18 following me. Like there's an audience for everyone there. And yeah, like my audience is so diverse, especially lately because of the language videos. So I get like a lot of Koreans and like Spanish speaking people. They tell me that I'm pretty big on their homepage in their country on TikTok. So it's really diverse on TikTok, especially my following at the moment.
How about your current Twitch community?
They're really cool. So the current, like my last few streams, they're mainly from TikTok, or mainly from Discord actually.
Okay.
And at the moment, because they're still new, like it's kind of just like Q&As. They're just getting to know me. But they're really cool. Like they're kind of like our original, like with Jiyay and Aztec. Like they're not that young, like our age, a little bit younger maybe.
Yeah.
But they're pretty wholesome. They're not like fully, disgusting.
They're not fucking savages. Yeah, no, I got that. I got
No.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. So let's move on here then, Mr. Jiyay. Let's get into your life story. Okay.
Oh, I haven't been reading the chat.
Oh, you don't have to. You can if you want. It's totally up to the guest. I don't personally. I have a thing that's a timer that just tells them that I'm not reading because it's just
Okay. I see a few people I know.
Mhm.
Taylor, Ali.
Taylor, Ali. I'm sorry, City Boy. But yeah. So, Jay, when we get into this section, I don't want to press you on anything that you don't feel comfortable answering. So if there's ever time you don't, want to talk about it, by all means, we'll move on. But first and foremost, I always start off with their family. The growing up. Tell me about.
Were you abused?
Okay. I don't know if I had someone yet that's been getting that. Maybe.
Feel free to skip these questions. How big is your cock?
Please. All right. There are plenty of people that would want to know that from your community. Anywho, especially from your TikTok. Let me ask you this, though. Growing up, family, all right? Without doxing yourself, general proximity, where were you born and raised?
231. I was born, I was raised in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
My mum queefed me out in Japan. But I think I was an accident. Well, not an accident, but like my mom, I was born in an apartment. I wasn't even born in a hospital.
Oh, wow.
And
was it like a naturopath birth? Like tub?
Yeah, in the water, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fucked, man. She didn't even take any drugs or anything. I was like, bro, she should have taken. Yeah, she just shut me out.
That's a strong woman.
Yeah, she is pretty strong. And then I went to Australia like almost immediately. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been living in Melbourne for like 25 years-ish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And yeah, that's kind of shaped my whole personality because I'm from Melbourne.
Let's get into your family then in a little bit. Do you have any siblings, Jiyay?
I have a younger brother. I talk about him sometimes on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty similar. He's a bit more passive. I think that's usually the case for the younger brother. They're a bit more I don't know. Usually when I meet someone, I can tell if like they're the older sibling.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he's like me. We actually have the same interests. So we're both musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And we pretty much like the same shit. We both like anime. I skate, but he does like rollerblading.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than that, we're both musicians, and yeah, we're pretty similar. Except he doesn't really say what he's thinking, and he's more passive.
Ah, I see. Are you pretty close to your brother?
Oh yeah, I love my brother. I'm really close to him.
How much of a age difference is it between you two?
1 year.
Oh wow! So do you have a lot of like overlapping mutual friends because it's such a close like?
Age? No, we don't have mutual friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would fuck him. Basically.
Okay. How about your parents? Are you close with your parents?
I'm really close to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, I'm really close to my direct family.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really close to my dad, but he's also, you know what, like, I don't know what you're like with your, but like, I feel like, because I have a pretty big personality, so my dad, I think a lot of men struggle around other men who have like a big personality.
Yeah.
In my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad, I love my dad, and we are very close, but he's also, like, we're the same. Like, he's so stubborn, huge personality, so
mm-hmm.
It's a bit harder, but I'm definitely closer to my mom because she's more passive and she's like more open-minded.
It's interesting because you mentioned at the top of the stream how strict your mother is and how like Iron Woman, she's very matter of fact. And you're saying now your dad has such a big personality. Tell me about that big personality of your dad.
Well, he's white.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Perfect. All right. Next question. No, like, so, because I agree with you. I think a lot of people take big personality and they get either intimidated or they think of it as flamboyant and they're like, oh, whatever, this person's homosexual, whatever. And so they get there's already a preconceived notion of it all without even trying to learn about the person or their background, their
No, my
story.
my dad's he's a really good person. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's really, I think he's got that problem where when people are so intelligent, it's like detrimental to existence.
Yes.
Like if you're, I actually envy people that are just so dumb, but they're so happy with everything. My dad is the opposite to that. He's too smart and he's too witty, so
Mm-hmm.
he's very cynical.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't say anything to my dad because he'll be like, "Oh no," he'll just like lay out all like X, Y, and Z why it can't happen because
Yeah.
he's very cynical. But I think that also comes from insecurities. Like he is smart, but also he's kind of wrong when he says these things.
Mm.
Because I kind of believe like obviously you need to have some skill in the area you're pursuing, but I honestly think a lot of it is just like you just trick yourself into thinking you can do shit, and then you can do it.
Trick yourself. Can you give me an example?
Like people who are like, I want to, learn an instrument. Like I don't think there's people who are just can and can't do instruments. It's just like you just got to think you can do it and then just practice. And it's the same for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything, like a lot of it is all mental. It's not like everyone has the same tools. End of the day, we all have the same like brain. Like we have the same biology essentially, and then it's like there's other factors too, like how poor you are and whatnot. Like you can't learn instruments if you're poor.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just talking like stereotypically, everyone can do the same thing if they want to.
True. I actually see.
My dad doesn't believe that. My dad's more of a no. Like he's very intelligent, but very cynical.
Jay, I feel like the
Why?
apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, though. I think
No, I am like my dad. So, but I'm also like my mom. Like my dad's like me, but on drugs. So
what kind of drugs?
I don't want to be like just like meth.
Oh,
But I don't want to be like that. So
yeah.
being cynical, I was very cynical when I was young, and I realized it was because of my dad.
Mm-hmm.
But I've told you before, but I moved out of my house when I was 17. So I reckon like once you move out, you realize, oh, actually, these are all the things my family's pushed on me. I actually have my own personality,
Mm-hmm.
and you develop it young. And because I moved out very young,
Yeah.
by the time I was like 21, I was my own person.
Wow. Nice. I
Yeah.
like that. So let's move on then from your family into your friends. Tell me about your friend group right now. How big is your friend group? In IRL?
Like IRL, like 5 people.
5 people.
But I don't see them anymore because I'm not in the same country. But when I was in Australia, yeah, 5 people. We're all our mutual interests.
You froze a
4
little
of
bit,
them
my man.
is-
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, your visual froze. There you go. You're good. You're good. You're good.
So like yeah, four of them, our mutual interest is like gaming
Mhm.
essentially, and then one of them is we study music together. So that's it.
That's awesome. Let me ask you this though. How do you choose your friends, Jay?
I don't choose them. Like they just we meet and then you click
Mm-hmm.
and you fuck and that's
I mean, I think there's got to be I mean, you mentioned a little bit. It's the mutual interest. It sounds like some of them. Did you like have when you say music? I assume a band.
yeah. So I was in a band with Juice. You know Juice.
Yeah, of course.
We studied music together, so we played and did like ensembles and whatever, and yeah, we just played music for ages.
What genre do you like messing with?
We did a lot of like we did everything, but mainly probably like classics like D'Angelo and stuff like R&B, soul, like Motown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We played a lot of funk together and stuff, but we like everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not at all a purist in music. I like everything. Like you know how some people are like, fuck Justin Bieber. Like I love Justin Bieber. I love it. I'm not elitist with music at all.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm open to it.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that. Do you so in that regard, and then with the video game friends, what games are you usually playing with them?
Just the fucking Dota 2, man. every day.
I've been noticing that. I've been noticing that you've been playing a shit ton of Dota on my on Discord. I could see it that you're online there.
Yeah, it's not my fault. Like, just like it's just so you don't play MOBAs, right? It's so addictive.
No.
Man. It's like I play the shittest games, like the worst games for Twitch. Because I play Dota, I play NBA. No one cares about that. I play like. Yeah, I just play shit games. Like Hearthstone, I suppose it's kind of popular on Twitch.
Yeah.
But I've been playing Fall Guys lately. I really enjoy that.
It is a fun game. It's weirdly addicting, and the animation is so like childish. But I love how like it's Battle Royale meets Mario Party. It's so good.
Yeah, no, it's really fun, and it's the kind of game you can just play and then stop playing and come back anytime. Like there's no story.
Exactly. Kind of high price.
It's very different to a lot of games that come. Like think of like Red Dead, Ghost of Tsushima, like all those epic games, and then Fall Guys is doing way better than all of them.
So true. Fall Guys and Among Us, I think, are two like sleepers that just started rising to the top there.
Yeah, but Among Us is so old, so I'm shocked that it's doing so well.
Well, it got its bump because I think it was XQC or something started playing it, and everyone was like, "Oh, what is this game? What is this game?" And then eventually, like, it's such a nice way to meet new people, or even just to retain current crew, like crewmates. I hate using that word, but just homies. So it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of versatility in that game, especially if you play it on Discord and you do all that jazz.
Yeah.
Tell me about growing up in Melbourne a little bit, Jiyay. What kind of kid were you? Were you a troublemaker? Were you quiet growing up? What kind of child were you?
Nah, I was like a nutcase from like 10 till 16.
What's a nutcase? What do you mean by that?
I think pretty sure I've told you on stream, but like,
there's the thighs. Anyways, yeah. So there's what the people wanted. Anyways, yeah.
Like, because I told you I grew up like west side of Melbourne, which is considered like the bad place.
Okay.
Like the dodgy area. Also, I grew up west side of Melbourne, like in the early 2000s, so it was even worse than it is now. So I was just always around like tons of like drugs and like pedophiles and stuff. So like definitely shaped my personality a lot. So like I was a good kid until I was like 11.
You say it shaped your personality in what way?
Yeah, because like, well, if you take a lot of drugs as a kid, it's gonna affect your personality.
I see. Yeah, I didn't.
Around, if you're sheltered, you're gonna have a certain outlook on everything, and if you're not, you're gonna have a different outlook.
True. Let's go on towards education then. Yeah. Growing up in high school, I know you guys have different terminologies, grade, whatever. But in high school, you're familiar with the cliques, right? The stereotypes, the jocks, the popular kids, the emos, the gamers, the anime lovers, whatever. What do you believe? What category would you say you fall under?
So I was in like the drug group from like 13 till 16. Like those just like drug dealers. We just took drugs, and then I was also like skated. Like we skated a lot, so we're like the skate drug group, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I didn't become popular, but girls started liking me when I was like 16. So because girls liked me, like the retarded popular guys were like, they liked me all of a sudden. And, yeah, but I was never in the cool group ever.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, I was never in like, I don't know. The only thing I know about American high schools from movies. I don't know how accurate they are, but we don't have cliques to that extent, especially where I grew up. Like, you would just, there's not like the jocks, the cool girls, the sluts.
What was it like? The slut. Thank you for making that new category.
The rapists, the pedophiles.
That's usually just the teachers and/or principal. Weird. That's crazy. They're their own clique.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So then tell me then what was it like? Like I have no understanding of it. So tell me what was it like being in high school over in Melbourne?
It is. Well, I went to a public high school in a shit area, so it's like a zoo. It's kind of like you survive or you die. Um,
Hmm.
so like lots of like fights. Like one kid brought a knife to school and threatened to like kill everyone one time. Like
Whoa, damn.
I got into physical fights like at least like maybe like once a month,
Damn.
especially early on,
Hmm.
like year 7, year 8, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Uh, People would start like fires and shit in the school. Like it literally like a zoo.
Mm. Jesus. Yeah.
And because I'm even though I am insecure. I'm still pretty confident at the same time. I'm not. I wasn't necessarily scared of anyone, so I was okay. I survived.
Hmm. And
Um,
not only survived, I think you thrived. I think you like learned. You I mean, I'm not encouraging people to go through the shit that you've gone through, but being in your situation and having gone through that shit, you've learned a lot about yourself, about life, and what it what not to do and what to do moving forward.
yeah, and also I fully agree. I'm so grateful for where I grew up because like now when I meet regular people, I'm so like I appreciate how nice and normal they are. Like
Hmm.
I know when I was young, I thought everyone was like the people in my bubble, but I realized like there's actually like there's genuinely nice people out there, and like so when I meet people now, I don't know, I'm more like accepting. I'm not
Yeah.
as judgmental when I was younger. Like people can just be normal, and I'm like, oh, this person's really nice,
Hmm.
just because I grew up with. Um, like it was actually fun. Like legit, you walk around my school, yeah, like someone just throw a rock at your head or something. It's
A
fun.
fucking rock? A rock at your head.
Yeah, dude. On my, I probably told this story. I'll tell it quickly. But on my like, when I was like year 7, so I was so young. I was like 12 or 11 or something.
Hmm.
Because I skipped a year when I was in primary school, and I was getting changed one time in the locker room,
Hmm.
and I was new to this school,
Yeah.
and I didn't like suck anyone's cock, so like they didn't like me with the main group,
Hmm.
and yeah, one day like I got changed, and he was like with his like it was like a group of them. He like grabbed my shirt and like chucked it in the toilet and just like they just pissed on it. Like
Oh my god. Yeah. Jeez.
yeah. So I like put his head in the toilet because he pissed on it. And then that's the school I got expelled from for that
Oh
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's how fucked my school was, that school. And then I moved to a better school.
Hmm.
It was still a public school, but it was easier after that.
Hmm. Why was it so easy?
I don't know. Maybe because I hit puberty, I got a bit bigger and like I wasn't as people didn't really pick on me as much.
Hmm. I see.
I don't know, man. Kids are fucked. Like their mentality. I don't know how they
Mhm.
yeah, kids are fucked.
Did you feel a lot of growing up was a lot of like fighting and surviving and feeling like you had to kind of fight the world almost?
Yeah, yeah. I still have that mentality now.
Wow.
People who are really close to me tell me that. Like people tell me now, like, you should be more accepting of help. And I'm like, but I don't need help. Like I'm definitely like solo, you know.
Lone wolf.
I don't want to do co-op.
What a fucking slut for the spotlight. Anyways, now I feel that though. I no, I agree. I agree to an extent because like especially if you have a mission or a goal in life, it's hard to imagine trying to like explain someone a dream, right? Imagine you explain to me your dream last night and it was like weird or whatever, and I wasn't there. I can't understand you. I'm not in your head. I can't get where you're trying to go. And so you really bet on yourself and you move forward. Honestly, Jay, that's the reason why I respect you the most is the fact that like and I'm not here again trying to give you the verbal glock, but like you've worked to get where you're at, and that's extremely admirable, especially in the realm of where you're at. This man is again frozen a little bit. Let's see if there you go, unfrozen. Um Talk to me about a little bit about. Wait, first I got to ask: did you ever go to ball? You ever go to uni? Yeah, prom,
Oh, we call it formal in
formal.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got kicked out because I was smoking joints like under the table.
It's just so cool. Just such a cool guy, dude. Under the
I grew
table?
up in the 2000s. That's normal. That's what it was like. That's how it was.
Wait. You were under the table at your formal smoking joints.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How did you do you guys celebrate like all the whole like I'm going to ask my prom date in a huge way like we do in the US? Or did you just like, or did you even go with the date?
She asked me.
Must be
like,
nice.
I was like, yeah, all right. I didn't really care about that stuff at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was gay essentially. I wasn't into women.
Okay, thank you.
No, I was. I was.
No, don't backtrack, Jay. Yeah, you've had enough turns to backtrack. All right, stop fucking backtrack.
It wasn't. You know how some people's goal like is only to like smash. I was not thinking like that at the time. I was too like thinking about other stuff.
100%. I was thinking too much of like you said, the insecurities, especially in high school. That's so common, like the identity crisis, trying to figure out where you're at. And so like, I don't know, like whenever I saw people smashing in high school, I was like, how did you do that? How'd you, like, what was that all about? Like that made no sense to me.
Smashing?
Yeah, I mean in high school specifically, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I smashed in high school, but I never like
okay.
Wasn't my because I didn't have it wasn't like a choice. Like at my high school, people would have like house parties at like 15. Their parents didn't give a fuck, and like kids would just be fucking in their house. Dude. One time I went to a house party and there was like 30 of us, and everyone was just like either like fucking or something.
So this is just an orgy. This is just an orgy.
But it's illegal, right? Imagine what kind of adult allows that in their house? Like 30, 15. That's probably some pedophile.
That's a pedophile. Yes, 100%. There are people in the world that will allow it. But all I'm asking, what I'm saying, Jiyay, is you use the verbiage, I didn't have a choice. That's where I was like, what? What do you mean you didn't have a choice?
Yeah, well, you know what white girls are like. I was at like, they're not like uwu. Like, you know, a lot of girls now are uwu.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, the girls were not uwu. They were like the opposite to uwu.
Okay. Fair play.
Rapists.
Okay. Wow. You're just calling like you see it. Talk to me about your experience over at uni. So did you end up was after high school the natural step going forward?
No. So I finished high school and I was mentally like I was still on lots of drugs, so I wasn't thinking straight.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to go to uni because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't really have any direction. So I went overseas straight away to be by myself. And I worked in a bar for 1 year, and
oh no way.
That was probably the best thing I could have done because like it helped me grow up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped doing drugs because I couldn't get drugs in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me become more of an adult because I was working for myself, like fully independent. Like I called my parents, but they never sent me money, or they don't have money. Like they never did anything. They just like supported me with their love, but like that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I went straight and I worked. I pretty much worked from high school. I graduated when I was 17. So I worked from 17 to 23, and then I went to.
And then you went to overseas?
No, I went to uni after 23.
Gotcha. Tell me about your experience there. What did you study in uni?
So I studied music. That's where I met Juice.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it was like mainly jazz or contemporary was like the core of the course, but we did everything. And that was awesome, but I'm not gonna. It's good because I learned a lot and I got to meet a lot of musicians and I became a better musician. But it's not. I'm not looking to work in that field, as in like the jobs that course allows me to get is not what I'm interested in. So I also did that because I had no direction. To be honest, I have no direction now. I'm just kind of like I just take whatever job I can get and try and enjoy myself. Because yeah.
When you say you don't have any direction now, do you is that liberating, or do you live in more of a fear of that unknown?
No, I'm not scared of it. I kind of embrace it. Like, just because I know that people, like what most people are doing is, everyone's doing their own thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't grow up like in a traditional household, obviously. So
Yeah.
I don't have any, like, if you're like grow up in an Asian house, you're expected to do X, Y, and Z, and your parents, even if like I have a lot of Asian friends that are like, nah, like I choose my life, and it's like, what are you? It's like, yeah, I'm a doctor. Like
Yeah.
they're usually like they they think they do have freedom, but they don't realize how strongly they're impacted by their family.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good or a bad thing. It's just everyone's different.
Mm-hmm.
And then like white people, like their parents don't care about it, so it's fine.
True.
But like, yeah, so like everyone's different,
Mm-hmm.
and because I think I'm pretty happy I didn't have that pressure. So I don't have like my mum and dad. Honestly, like they're not in any means successful,
Mm.
but they're really nice people. So I think as long as I'm, a good person, like they don't care what I do. So
Interesting.
I also don't have that pressure of I have to do this and I have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I mean by like direction. Like I don't have like I'm gonna be an engineer.
Yeah. I know you say it's good and bad, but I think that's detrimental. I mean, I understand that some people need guidance and need to be forced into something. At the same time, there's no learning. There's no liberation in the sense of choosing your path, walking your journey. Because like I know a lot, especially Asian parents, they want to coddle their kids. They want to make them. They want to transform them as if like a Pokemon and be like, these are the moves you're gonna learn. You're gonna obey it and you're gonna do this. And it's oftentimes so crippling because you could see where people burn out or feel like they're trapped.
It's crippling in the sense that they're 30 and they're like, I don't do anything I want to do. I just do things for other people. I get that. But
Mm-hmm.
in the same time, it's not crippling as in they usually have a house, a car, a family. They're traditionally more successful, in my opinion. But yeah.
Would you want that? No, I mean, let me ask you this, just a general question. Do you find that fulfilling? Like you can have the house, car, and hell, family, but if you're just living to work, what does that mean?
Well, that's why I don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Because I don't find that successful.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can get a mortgage now, but I don't want to. I don't understand why I want a house. Like I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
My family is not pressuring me to do anything. Like they're always like they're too busy with their own lives. Like they're not they're still figuring. I feel like they're figuring out what they're doing anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't have time to tell me what to do, kind of thing.
True. I like that. Let's get into your work. All right, let's get into your work history. What was the very first job you had, and when was that?
Sorry. Can I just say I just read the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Taylor and Case and Ali and that coming in watching because I haven't been reading the chat. Sorry.
Oh, totally. Do what you gotta do.
What'd you say? Say it again.
Let's get into your work history. What was the very first job you had, and when?
So I was a rapist. No, I my first job, I was like 14. I worked at it's called Woolies. It's kind of like Walmart, I suppose. It's not Walmart. It's not a Walmart. What is it? A supermarket.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working nonstop from like 14 till now.
Really?
And then even during uni, I worked. Yeah, because I've always lived by myself. Like I've never lived with my family other than when I was literally a child.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I've been doing like just odd jobs here and there. I've got some cool jobs actually. I've been really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a translator for Toyota one time, and I got that through winning like some contest. Like I know that for me to get jobs, I am not going to get it through traditional means. I can't get a bachelor and get a job. I have to like either be recommended or find like a loophole.
Mm.
Like that Toyota job that I got, it was I entered like a speech contest and I won it, and that was like the prize of the job.
And then this like Willy Wonka's factory. Holy cow! Okay.
I can't compete with like Asian people and like people who like do have masters in psychology. I'm not trying to be a psychologist, but like I don't want to compete with that. I'd just rather do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So like last year I told you about it. Last year I was working in like drone engineering and piloting, and that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully fucking fluked my way into that job.
Mm.
And now I'm a video editor, and now I'm actually like, I think I can get full-time income from TikTok. Like I'm making money from TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty transparent about it. Like I tell the viewers like exactly how much, like,
Sure.
what I get from the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to move because I have this. Like I'm very lucky, but because I do have this audience now,
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to move towards monetizing that, so I can start doing more stuff I want to do. Because I don't mind video editing, but it's not like I'm not fucking jizzing over the it's just video editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say? What job is
Oh yeah, I did work at EB Games. Sorry, I just saw that in the chat.
Oh, EB Games.
Oh,
Awesome.
Taylor's right. My first job was actually I was a drug dealer.
Wait, what? Really?
I was. Yeah, I got in lots of trouble when I was young. That was my first job.
Interesting.
That was like the first time I had like a reality check.
Why so?
It's not a good job.
How what can you?
So I was.
Go on.
I think I've told you this story. I'm pretty
Jiyay,
sure.
just because you told me the damn story doesn't mean everyone else has heard it. All right, I have to play this game where I'm like, oh, what is this? I know the story. I can't.
Yeah, okay. So I'll tell quickly. I was 15. I was an idiot, and I've always been good at business and making money. So anyway, I found a dealer who like manufactures ecstasy, like has a pill press and everything. And I found a buyer. The buyer was a bikie gang. And in Australia, bikie gangs are like pretty scary. And the dealer was quite dodgy. Anyways, I was 15. The bikie gang gave me a lot of money to go buy these pills, and I was going to take a cut of the money. That was meant to be what it was. And I got to the place. They realized I was young. I didn't bring anyone with me.
Yikes.
So they just shanked, they didn't stab me, but they like got a knife and they were like, give us the money. So I had to give them the money. And then I can't go back to the bikie gang and say I lost your money because they will kill me. Yep. So I was 15. I don't know what to do. So I told my mom. She didn't have money, so I figured out a way to get the money really quickly. Then she drove me to this bikie gang, and I gave them the money, and they were like, do this again, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like my biggest reality check. Like, oh, I gotta be careful. Like, I should stop doing stuff like that.
So you're telling me the lesson after all that was probably shouldn't slang drugs, or was it,
I think you definitely should not traffic illegal products.
Okay. Yeah, 100% terrible drug dealer. I 100% agree. You got to bring him back up.
15.
Doesn't matter.
I was 15,
yeah.
Bro. My brain was not even developed.
And yet you were slanging. My man. Tell me another, okay, of all the jobs you had, rather than going down your whole history, because I know I have a limited amount of time, rather than going down all your history, why don't you tell me what job, aside from the drug dealing one, what job taught you the most? Whether that be about yourself, whether that be about you professionally, what job taught you the most? And what was that lesson?
I think so. I had this job. Also, hey, Paolo. I had this job in a traditional like a very normal office job.
Yeah.
I was like 18, and I actually was like, I wasn't actually going to kill myself, but I was like, holy fuck, this is the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like, there's nothing worse than this, just personally. So at that point, I realized like I have to do everything I can to not end up in this job. It was just very like, have you worked in an office environment before?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I worked in this, like, everyone was white, and it was like 90% men. It was the worst, man. It's just like so much. This might just be my experience. I don't know if this is the same most places, but
sure.
It was just tons of like politics and dick sucking. That's all it was. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, anyone could do the job, but yeah, that job, like I've done so many jobs that taught me skills. Like I've worked in customer service like my whole life, so I know how to talk to people really well and deal with. But that job for some reason in the office made me really like, all right, I got to try everything to like not work here. This is torture. I actually can't survive here.
True.
Yeah.
So it taught you that you're not a. I mean, there's no such thing as a good or bad answer. So you're telling me you just found out the 9 to 5 is not for you. You need to be doing something else. You need to be doing something that's not corporate climbing, ladder climbing kind of deal.
Yeah, I think not necessarily 9 to 5, but yeah, ladder climbing, corporate, cocksucking.
So then what job does allow you to do that, to not be in that world?
Well, all my jobs after that, I've never had that. So the drone job, there was no cocksucking. It was IT. So like I was repairing drones. Like no one tells me what to do, and like there's no, I've been doing lots of project work since then, and like video editing. It's very, I work from home. Like I know what to do. I don't have to pretend to like anyone. I just do my job.
Yeah.
Whereas if you work in an office, there is a lot of there's a lot of politics. You got to be a certain way to certain people.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people who are high up, like in my experience, like they promote their friends or people that look like them. And I don't look like anyone I work with, and I'm not friends with them. So I know that the only way I'm going to get promoted is if I work for like 5 years. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. I don't want to be like this person.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that. And then I know the part says, about your current job right now. I'm actually going to make that more about the TikTok and streaming stuff. How did you find that this is something that you wanted to do as like a vocation, as a career?
Well, that I've always been into like a creative, like me, like I've been playing music and into like the creative stuff like since ever. So like, to make sure I wasn't like in trouble, like from a young age, my mum always got me into like, I did dance for ages, and I'd studied art, and I've always been into music, and yeah, so I've always known that I'm into this field. But we speak about it a lot, so a lot of creatives can't make money off it because they're just creative. They don't understand like how business works.
Yes.
And like, we talk about it a lot, but marketing and monetization it's a skill. It's really hard, and there's also like I have literally the nicest people in my Discord who are like some people, like there's someone who's watching now. She sent me money, and I'm so grateful. But like at the same time, I feel this huge sense of guilt because I grew up like the opposite to that. Like you can't take money off friends, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I am learning to like monetize this stuff the right way, where I don't have to just I never directly ask for money, but like like what I'm talking about, like marketing the right way. And I also worked in marketing, so that I worked social media marketing for 4 years, so I know how to market correctly and stuff.
I like that.
So yeah, now I'm learning not learning. I've already learned how to market, but I'm implementing that stuff I've learned into my following, but because I don't have any help, like I'm doing it all by myself. So it does take time. You can't just shit out. If you just rush out a crap product, you're not gonna reap the benefits. And if you do, it'll be very short-lived.
True. And it'll be obvious. Yeah. You can't lie to these people. Especially when it's live. With YouTube and all that, even TikTok, Instagram, you can edit the hell out of it. You could take out any imperfection that you don't seem fit, or maybe a way you don't want to let the people see you. But when it comes to live streaming, both on TikTok and Twitch, it is what it is. The people see you for who you are. They know when you're having a good day. They know when you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. It's a weird thrill. It's nice. Yeah. I'm going to get into the last subcategory of life stories. And guys, let me tell you this. If you have any questions for your king, Mr. or Queen, Mr. Jiyay, !
Queen.
The letter Q, Queen, of course. I'm sorry, I misspoke. exclamation mark the letter Q in the chat. It'll send you an anonymous link there. You can ask whatever questions you like. It's the next segment after life stories. Let me actually plug that in for you. Maybe someone's on mobile, but exclamation mark the letter Q. There it is. The tell anon. I actually have not been very good in terms of changing the level of the interview. My bad, guys. Let me do that. There
Also,
it is.
Moms,
What's up?
I just want to say this is really good. Like the setup is really good.
Thank
It's
you.
really it feels legit.
Thank you. I've been working hard this past couple months while you're on TikTok. I've been really trying to make a name, find a niche, and I know it's weird. Like, again, this is talking too much about myself, and I'd rather not. But I think I know what I need to do. Let's just go with that. We could talk about it more off stream, but we've already actually talked about it more off stream, but.
Just talk about it now.
Let me show you all my 5-year plan with this right now. No, we're both. Here's the thing, Jiyay. What the chat and the communities don't see is that you and I are the same age. When I found that out, legitimately, like I grew this little friendship crush on Jiyay, and like I found out how similar we are, but also how different we are, and how we can like respect each other in those differences. Remember when we tried to talk about religion? Like you were lambasting me, and then when we ended that talk after like 2 hours, and it was like 6 a.m, you messaged me being like, "Hey man, like didn't mean to go that hard," and I was like, "No, by all means, like I want you to be honest and candid with me. I want to know how your brain works because that's how I know that like we can actually be honest with each other. Like we're not trying to play this show of like, how's your day? Yeah, you're good. How about you? We're good, and then we go our separate ways. That's bullshit. That's a lot of lies, and that's.
I don't really do that to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And if I did, I wouldn't like it. Like I would do it to someone I don't.
A coworker at an office job. I got you. I know.
I probably wouldn't even talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just rather have a good relationship or just not talk.
I mean, fair play, but like, there's something about you, Jiyay. Like, even before all this TikTok stuff happened, like, I really did respect you, and I say did as if it's past tense, but I really do respect you, and I got a ton of love for you. Like, you're like you're like a brother to me. That's how I envision. Like, I've been able to talk to you about so much in life beyond all of this, because this is, whether we like it or not, this is secondary. This isn't the end all be all. It's cool and it's a creative outlet, but like,
yeah.
I when we talk about the bigger picture in life, Jiyay, that's where I vibe with you the most. That's where I resonate with you the most. But all of this is the theatrics. What was that? I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
No. Oh yeah, all this streaming show, whatever. This is part of my shtick. Like, I enjoy this, I love it, and I want to showcase you to as many people as possible. Just because you hold such a special place in, I don't want to say it, but my heart. It's gross. That's gross. That's on me. I'm so sorry, my man.
It's all right. Yeah. That's pretty gay.
Yeah, that was really, yeah. I think let me just go under the table right now then, if that's the case. There is not a problem. So the last segment here is always the of the life story sub section is always one that I find that the community finds the most interesting. And I know based off of reading some of your community's chats that this is the one that they're going to lean into the most. Talk to me about romantic relationships, Jiyay. All right. Let's start from the top. Okay. How young were you for your first relationship?
Do you really want to talk about this?
All right, we can go. Let's make it even broader then. All right? If you don't want to get into that, tell me your type.
I was not ready for this part, but you're not gonna believe me. Like I've said it. Like I've said this to Jerry for so long, but like I'm almost like asexual. Like,
can you define that for me?
Actually, huh?
Can you define that for me? I feel like I get my definition of asexual mixed up.
No, like I'm definitely like I don't want to say because like I'm like.
I'll Google it if you don't say it. You want me to just Google it?
No. It's not that. It's more like I'm really weird sexually because like I'm so fucking horny all the time, but I'm also like not. It's hard to explain. I'm not like you know how like some people, okay, I'm talking about men specifically, but like, you know, men's main goal is to like meet as many women as possible. Like that's just, but even if like they don't want a relationship, like men are quite primitive when it comes to like sexuality, especially straight men.
Yeah.
And I definitely fall under that category, but at the same time, I'm not like, I don't really care like how, I don't have a type. Like I'm being dead honest. I don't have a type. I actually don't. I honestly don't have a type. So, all my relationships, like I've like, people have been like polar opposite. Like I don't have a type.
So you're telling me from across the board of your romantic history, you've been with or dated or whatever you want to define it as, with people that have either been extremely opposite from you or extremely similar to you and everything in between.
No, they have to be opposite. If I meet like women that are like similar to me, it's like a battle. Like it's like it's not a battle, but it's like, you know, opposite. I fully believe opposites attract.
Same.
You know, when you meet like couples and they're both dominant, usually like it's a bit rocky, and I've never. Yeah, I definitely feel like opposites attract. So when I meet people, they're usually nothing like me.
What is opposite of you?
Like, I don't know. Like usually, I probably get along with more like innocent people.
I don't know why that got me. That sounds like such a serial killer thing to say.
I'm really okay. Can I? No. Like, well, I'm a serial killer, but I'm really attracted to people that really like something and they do it. It's hard to explain. I'm so
driven.
I know that I act like, yeah, not just driven. They don't have to be driven, but let's just say like someone's into this one thing and they like really put their all into it. I want to fuck them.
Fair play. This guy doesn't even.
Honestly, not looks for me only go for like the first 10 minutes, and then I don't care.
How long you last then? Yeah, it sounds like. Anyway, so like that's actually a compliment. 10 minutes.
Looks are important. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a relationship, looks they'll die out in a heartbeat. Like.
Yeah, of course, especially with age.
Someone who's hot, you look at them and then like if you see them every day, you're gonna get so used to it. Like there's got to be something else.
So you're intangible. You know, that's actually really fascinating to me. You keep mentioning the theme of she likes, you know, this significant other, this other person. It's opposite from you, but the biggest thing you focus on is someone that has a thing that they're passionate about and they just go for it.
Yeah, they just have their own thing and they do it. Yeah, I find that.
Oh, so like independent.
Yeah. I like that. But you know, can I be honest? I'm not very picky. I don't really care. Like end of the day, like that's what I mean by when I say I'm asexual. Like I don't really care. I'm not like. Yeah, I have friends that all they think about is women, and I'm definitely like, I can't relate to that.
Are you a traditionalist in the sense, and I know already saying it, I can find out what the answer is, but are you a traditionalist in the sense that you'd like, you know, to get married and have the kids and all that jazz, or is it more of that's not your prerogative?
I don't want to get married, and I really like kids, but I don't know if I want kids because I already told you I had like a rocky childhood, so that aspect makes me not want to. Not that I don't want to have a kid. It's just that I know that like I can't look after like I can't be around the kid 24/7, and I don't want anything bad to happen to the kid. That aspect makes me feel like I don't want kids. Like my parents were very good to me. Like they looked after me, but you know, when I'm not in their sight, stuff happens. You know, you can't control other douchebags. So
true.
You know, that aspect makes me not want to have.
What aspect makes you want to have kids then?
Because I like kids. Like I relate to kids a lot. Like I like, because I also, you know, that I also do part-time teaching. I'm in Japan right now, but I'm teaching English, and I love teaching kids. Like they're so much cooler. Like they're so open-minded.
Yeah.
they're like a sponge. Like, they absorb stuff. They don't just dismiss what you're saying, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I like
I
that
don't know.
actually. That's interesting.
They're just open. They're open minded, and I really like that.
Mhm. That's a really good take, though.
The right word is they're pure.
All of those sound very sus, but I understand what you're saying. I like the sponge analogy. Okay.
They have tight assholes.
Okay. Nope. In a video game, I can't allow that one. That's That's reaching. That's reaching for me.
Not all kids. Some kids are fucking retarded, but like I'm just saying, the ones I meet, they're nice.
They're nice. You're correct in the sense of impressionable, and in the sense of like it sounds like almost there's a mentorship thing going on where you're teaching them, but you're also like they're fascinating. They don't have a filter. They speak their mind, but they're also like they learn a ton. So you also have to be careful with your own voice and what you do around them because you don't want to destroy them.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was young, because I had issues, I had some really, really, I'm so grateful, but I had some like people that I met along my life that were like super, like, I don't like the word mental, but they were like essentially, like they looked after me. They just like gave me good advice and wisdom and stuff like that. And I want to give that, it helped me a lot. So I want to give it on to kids. And I don't know if you've ever taught, but dude, when you teach a kid something and they learn and they literally, like, it benefits them, it actually makes you feel.
Dude, I'm a youth mentor.
Oh, you fuck kids all the time.
Oh, okay. I cannot allow that. I am not even gonna sell that one. This motherfucker. But no, you're spot on. Like when they absorb knowledge and then they can apply it and it helps them, there's so much pride. Yeah. There's so much like you've done something. You've physically impacted someone else's life in a positive manner.
Yeah. I agree. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just like kids, but I'm not planning to have kids. Probably not ever, and if I am, not anytime soon.
Fair play. Okay, I like that. So Jiyay, thank you so much for the life story. We're gonna go on to the next segment of the show. It's the one that many people have already been answering questions. Again, guys, ! the letter Q in the chat. If you have a question for Jiyay or myself, ask away, and we will do our best to answer it here. We've stupid.
Wait. Can you give me like 1 sec?
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. Guys, what a fucking jackass. If there was ever a time to get canceled, this would be the one. This would be the fucking one. Let's see what's going on here. By the way, all of you that are from Jiyay's community, thanks so much for hanging out, stopping by, asking questions. I'm really grateful for that. And Cass, to answer your question, I 100% gave him the script, all right? I don't know why he got weird about that question, but I'll ask him about it later. He's running away, probably at this point, probably to take a nap. But hey, moms, love the name. Yo, thank you so much. And by the way, you're right. You are right. I do have a religious background. I am Christian, but I know that on the internet, that's so cringe, and so many people wanna attack that. So I just play it down. But he knows that's actually where he and I differ a lot in when we talk off stream. Mom, love the name. Thank you so much, Funhouse. I really do appreciate that. I actually, I like the studio. Funhouse makes it weird, and then studio cleans it up a little. Why he say the R word? Hey, man, that is what it is. Moms, I thought plenty of times that I already follow you. Icarus, don't even worry about it, dude. It's so nice seeing you again. It's been a hot minute. In Australia, it's mum. True. A lot of I've hosted a lot of Australians. I've been called mums a lot. I love it. I don't think he wants people to know about his GF. Yeah. I totally get it. I'm. Let's see on his Insta. True. Wow, that's amazing. You're so open-minded. Yeah. I try my best to feel. Oh, we have a banana. Great. Pure content.
Oh yeah, everyone from Discord and shit. Give mums a follow. It's a good streamer.
I appreciate it. There it is, guys. Clip that for you. That's your little present. That's a little gift. That's a bonus. That's a spoiler here for you. Actually, Jiyay, we have to do a little bit that I have in this show where I got to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. The community is yours. Go ahead, react to whatever they say. Do whatever you want to do. All right. I'll be right back.
What if I don't want it?
Then you don't. I don't know. I don't know. Just eat your banana then. Eat your banana.
Yes, Taylor, this is my first. That's why it's the time zone makes it really hard. It's like, I usually don't film until end of the day because I just feel like not awake. I'm a pain in the ass. I know. Yoda Yoda does it. Yeah, Ali and Taylor and that. I just want to keep like personal stuff to an extent. I know it's a bit late now, but as much as I can, I want to keep personal stuff off, just off the internet as much as I can. What time is it? It's 2 p.m. Yeah, it's definitely better to keep it offline just because like I trust you guys, but some people are just crazy and like some people would like if I like film something and they see like my address on something, they'll like post it on places and people are making like fake accounts of me online. So I just want to keep as much personal shit as much as I can offline. Well, okay, so I spoke to other creators like way bigger than me, and they said you should keep it offline. It's not good in the long run. Welcome back. Mm,
Yikes. He heard me, but nobody else heard me. That's brutal. So he knows what the
no, no, no.
question is. Huh?
Oh, they can't hear
They
you.
can't
I
hear me
heard
because
you.
I muted the Discord. Yeah. I mean the Streamlabs. Here, let me redo this. So the question is, guys, and it says for Jiyay, what has to be one of your biggest fears and why?
Probably my mom dying
Mm-hmm.
because I don't care about anything. I don't know. I'm not. I don't really have any fears. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be lonely or unhappy. So I feel fine about that. I don't think about being rich, so I don't care about financially. I think I'll be fine financially. So just like my family, like not seeing my family.
Mm-hmm. I think I don't know if I've ever told you this. Like the one of the scariest things, like my teacher in college, she was like she cried like in the front of the class, she was crying. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like it was for international business. And this lady, this old Russian lady, she's just in the front. She starts sobbing and she's like, I'm gonna dismiss you all early. And I was like, okay, why? And she's like, well, because my mother passed away. And she said something so pointed that it really resonated with me, where it's like we live our lives in a way where it's just we're going forward, we're doing what we do, we're learning along the way, we're trying to find success and happiness, whatever that means to the individual person. But when you have a parent, specifically when you have a parent pass away, it's almost that guard of invincibility is over. Like the people in front of you, because it's that order. The older people pass away, and then the younger ones follow suit. So for her, it was like suddenly. By the way, I think your cam's frozen. Suddenly, when there you go. when that her mother passed away, she started crying to the class and realizing that, like, yeah, I lost my mother. Yeah, it's hard, and she meant the world to me. But now I can't help but feel like I'm next. Like, what is life now, and what is all of this? And so it was.
I'm not scared of dying. I'm not
Wow.
afraid of.
How do you say that? How do you say you're not scared of dying?
Because it's natural. It just happens, and like, there's no point of being scared of dying because when you're dead, you're
Sure.
dead.
But the
And when
pain,
I'm alive, I'm gonna. What do you mean the pain?
there could be pain, right?
Yeah, but that's life. I've had tons of pain. It's just part of life. Like, it's just what it is. I'm not. I'm being like 100% honest. I am not scared of dying.
Okay. No, I believe you.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying I want to die.
No, I know.
Like, but yeah, I know. I've had people around me die, and I know it's part of life. And yeah, I'm not like. I'm not worried personally about myself. I never think of like, oh, when am I going to die? Like, I never think about that. It's fine.
Okay. Damn. Do you find that liberating? Like, if you're not scared of that, then nothing can really stop you, you know?
I don't think any of my friends are scared of dying. I don't think it's unusual.
Really? Holy cow. We are on different wavelengths. I know too many people that are terrified, including myself. Having been there before, too.
Well, you're different to me. You've had, like, health scares and stuff. But I don't know, like, I don't, even if I, like, in my family, like, I told you the way I was raised. It's like, you don't have time to think about these things. You just got to get on with it. And being afraid of it is just detrimental. It doesn't help you with anything. I think you just got to embrace it and accept death as a part of life, and it's natural.
Wow. That's weirdly grim and weirdly beautiful at the same time. I actually really enjoyed that.
Well, my grandma died last year, and it was like both sad and a liberating thing. It was good and bad. Like, sad in the fact that I can't see her again, and good that she's not really dead. Like, her experiences live on through me, and she's influenced me, and like, it's natural. It's not. I don't actually think it's necessarily negative.
True. Let me ask you this question here. Sorry, I accidentally X'd out. Can you put the water bottle next to your head? That water bottle looks bigger than you. Wow, BB.
It's pretty big.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's
black.
Damn, that's huge. How many liters is that?
I think it's 2.5.
Okay. Damn. This man's hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever wonder what the secret is to his clear skin, 2.5 liters of water. All right. At the middle of the day. Let's continue forward with these questions. How much do you sleep? You should sleep if you want to. You should sleep only if you want. You do you.
Is this person autistic or something?
I mean, that was a lot of U's. This person put 4 U's in one sentence, no period. So, I mean, I'll read it as is, but.
Okay. Wait, how much do I sleep?
That is the question.
That's the question? About 5 to 6 hours. Not much.
Why do you sleep so little?
My brain doesn't turn off. Ever.
Are you thinking? What are you thinking about?
Just cock. No, I don't know. I find it hard to sleep. Yeah, I don't know. I actually remember the last time I had a good sleep because it's so rare. And it was like last year. I was in Europe. I actually remember. I remember the day because I was like, "Whoa, that's a sleep! Holy shit!"
Yeah. What was it? You felt refreshed? Was it a long time? Why so memorable? Or because compared to the others, it's so little?
I was in the middle of like Italian countryside with like nothing, and I was like, "Oh, I can just chill," and I just fell asleep, and I just slept for like. I just remember it was a good sleep.
I like that. Let me move on here. Favorite aspects of living in Japan compared to Australia, and what do you miss in Australia? So let's answer the first one. What are your favorite aspects in living in Japan compared to Australia?
So I always say this on my stream. Japan is better in every way, but I still prefer Australia. So Japan has better food, better service, everything works,
Mm-hmm.
people are polite,
Mm-hmm.
shopping good. Everything is made well here.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to check the train times just because they come on time every, 2 to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's very respectful. Food is like, it's really hard to find bad food here. Like, you will struggle to find bad food. Even like the shittest food here is still good, in my opinion. And then obviously I'm actually, people who are watching, I'm not fluent in Japanese. I'm just pretty good at speaking. So I'm constantly practicing every day. So that's another benefit. I get to practice listening and speaking Japanese every day, which is good.
Yeah.
And living in a foreign country, I feel like it's just good. It just helps you grow a lot. You have to like adapt and stuff. It's not as comfortable as living in your native country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're the reasons I like Japan. But I prefer Australia just because I'm most comfortable there. Like, all my true friends are there. I feel more relaxed in Australia.
Remove relationships from it. Is it purely relationships that's keeping you in Australia? Family, friends?
I'd say culture.
Interesting culture. What do you mean by that?
Australians are very like relaxing, and like everyone's like not like, they don't necessarily your friend, but people talk to you like they're your friend. Like, people ask you like, how are you going, how's your day, and stuff like that. That doesn't happen here. Like, people don't ask people how are you going. Like,
No.
they're like, what, mental illness in Asia is like fully stigmatized. So like,
Yeah.
they're like, what, you're gay?
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah. So I do prefer more. I am more comfortable in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my humor, like, that I love comedy, and I'm always trying to laugh and stuff. And Japanese humor, while it is funny, it's different to Western. So I relate more to Western.
Okay. And so me saying, what do you miss about Australia? What would that answer be?
So like the culture.
The culture, yeah.
How slow it is.
Slow.
Like, it's just a slow. Yeah, dude. Australia is a very slow country. Like, things just are slower. Like, everything, like, from how people work to like the trains to like service, everything is slower in Australia. But I think maybe Australia is normal. Japan's just super, like a perfectly oiled machine.
Yeah.
Like, everything works so well here.
It's lights, can't just things are going innovation. It seems busy to me, but I want to go. That sounds like such a
I live in Osaka, so it's not as busy. It's still busy, but it's not like, I think New York is way busier than Osaka.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I can compare New York. Yeah, it is a fever dream. I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of New York, but I mean, it is what it is. Nice.
Like, for example, like a fun house just said, like, Australians joke out quite a lot. It's true. Like, if I meet someone in Japan for the first time, it's very like, they're just nice to me and they just compliment you, and it's really annoying. Whereas in Australia, people are more like, they meet you and they'll just start like, they just become, I don't know, they're more relaxed. Like, they'll happily just make fun of you, or like they'll like joke around a lot more. Whereas in Japan, like, I meet someone and they're just saying nice things all the time, and that kind of gets annoying.
I feel that. To answer your question, by the way, Funhouse, I'm from Seattle, in the States over here, Seattle, Washington.
Seattle's best coffee.
Okay, don't ever. Why would you spin my face like that, Jay? Why would you fucking spin my face like that? That's disgusting. Here's this question is gonna put you on the spot, and it's totally up to you. I'm not gonna force you to it, but it says, can Jiyay sing? Have you made any music of your own? Is the other question.
Yeah, I make music. I majored in jazz guitar, but I did sing a lot. But I'm pretty shy. Like, singing is definitely like, obviously you got to be a singer, but I think a lot of it is mental. Every time I had a singing lesson, like, that's kind of like the same point every teacher would like bring back. Like, a lot of it is like confidence. So I'm an okay singer, but I'm not like I mainly just play instrument. But I do write a lot of music. Yeah.
Where do you get your inspiration from when you're writing?
So basically everything I write about is like, I think it's the same as most musicians, except maybe different pop music, but just something I want to say, but I can't say it in real life because I'm a pussy. Like if I'm feeling a certain way about a relationship or someone, it's really easy to write music about it because you could always just be like, oh, it's just a song. But actually, it's like exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
But I think it's really easy to write lyrics. It's very easy because you can just write how you feel, and then once you write it down, you can fix it, make it sound more melodic. You don't even have to think about it. You can just write lyrics and then think of a melody later.
I like that. If you don't want to sing, that's totally fine. But
I'm way too shy.
I would never. Are we allowed to hear the guitar?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a music stream, but I don't have any instruments here. I have a ukulele, but I don't have my guitar because I need to buy one.
Okay, fine, fair. So he doesn't have any tools, guys. All right, I'm not gonna press him any more than I already did. All right, I don't want to.
No, I will do it. Fine. I will do it. I did it ages ago on Twitch, but I'll do it again.
I won't out you this time because I already did it once, and you're like, come on, moms. But I still have that Mac Miller, the guitar solo that you emailed it to me. I still have
I have this. I actually, if people want to see some stuff, I have some stuff on Instagram. They can check it. I need to be more like active with it. Like I definitely do it more for personal reasons. I'm not trying to promote my work at all.
I showed them a clip. Actually, I don't think I showed your community. I showed a clip at the top of the hour. Do you mind if I were to pull it up?
Which one?
It's of you and Juice playing. You guys are playing a song on your old stream. Literally, you're playing.
There's better. It's not very good though. There's better stuff if they go to.
Oh my gosh, I gleaned. I literally have kept that all these months, and I just can't. I can't get out of it.
Just go to my Instagram, and you can watch.
Wow! This man knows how to sell. This man knows how. True. All right. Next question here. It says, what is one big event that shaped how you perceive life? Jesus. What is this? I don't know why they're trying to lay the hammer on you. They want philosophy from you.
That's too deep. Next question.
You can't answer that? There's not one big event or any event in general. If you can't do one big.
But I don't think it's appropriate to talk about it. I can't talk about it.
Fair. I know. I think I get what you're throwing down. What is, if I may alter it then, if I may alter that question, what is your current perspective in life? What do you live for?
Yeah, I'm trying to be more like accepting and like open-minded and welcoming people.
Was that
less judgmental?
Was that a big issue growing up?
Oh yeah, I was super judgmental. Yeah.
I
almost feel like I'm in therapy right now. Am I the first person to say that?
I think literally off stream, everyone's told me this. I've been doing this over 20 times. I've done this for years. Like again, the concept of the show comes from another show, but like literally what we're doing right now is what I used to do at uni when I would bring out when I would take ladies on dates, or if I was trying to get to know like a homie. Like I would take them a coffee, I'd take my cell phone, I'd put it face down on the table so it's not distracting me, and I would just talk over coffee for like 2 or 3 hours. And we talk about this, we talk life. And
Wait, you talk about this to women?
Yeah, all the time. Like especially when I'm trying to figure them out romantically. Because I want to know what they're made out of.
I don't know, I might be wrong, but for me I feel like that would just make them like not like me.
Well, I mean, of course you have to add some flirting into it. There's a difference. There's different styles per the person. That's actually how I found one of my exes.
Well, so like right now that you're obviously asking me, well, they're asking me pretty full-on questions. 99% of the time, I'm literally just having fun. I just
know.
like to enjoy myself.
I know.
And when I'm with like men or women, I usually am with women. Like I prefer to hang out with women than men. But like when I'm with people, I definitely just want to like, go eat food, skate, play music, chill. Like I don't really talk deep talk with 99% of people.
Yeah. And that is where I think, and this is I'm going to try to only stroke my ego once a show. This is where I know I do what I do best. Like for some reason, I grew up with being able to talk in this way. It's weird. I don't think it's cool by any means, but it's just what I do.
It could be the religious background.
A little bit. Actually, Funhouse just mentioned that. He's like, it's because of the religious undertones. I respect moms. But it is like, it's a genuine. The only way, like, if you really want to know how to talk the way I'm talking right now to anybody, you have to actually be interested in them. Like, you can't fake this. Like, I'm legitimately, and it's been across the board, whether it be through fear of like screwing with the guest or fear of like not being able to talk to you. Like I legitimately have to lean in and be like, all right, let's ask the tough questions, but how do I ask it in a way that isn't so like forceful, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, Jiyay, that's.
I think, yeah, I think like Funhouse just said Americans are more open. I think what like the difference is like, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but personally, like as a coping mechanism growing up where I grew up, you have to just not take yourself seriously and make jokes. That's the only way you like get through. So that's probably why I'm like that now. Like I just want to have fun and just chill.
I like how you guys use the term open though. Like it, I actually disagree with that greatly. I think a lot of Americans are closed-minded.
I think Americans are actually
assholes.
Not very. They're all cunts now.
We are.
I think
MAGA supporters, dude.
Americans. I don't know if open-minded is the right word, but I do feel like when I meet Americans, they're more. I'm also stereotyping. I meet a lot of nice Americans, but
go ahead.
The ones I have, like stereotypically, they're more. They think from America. Like they think everything revolves around America. Like America. Like how does this relate to America? But like, so I don't know if open-minded is the right word. I do feel like I make more jokes than my American friends because they're a bit more serious. But
okay, I'll give it to you.
It's just my bubble though. I'm just talking personally.
And don't get it twisted. Like I do love America and I do like have a lot of respect for this country. Government wise, it's hit and miss. But like
Trump.
Okay,
Trump.
Here we go. This is how I exit you out. The two things I refuse to talk about are religion and politics. I know better than that. I know better than that, whether that be from an entertainment standpoint or to trying to get into a fight with someone. You just don't do it. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Jiyay. Okay. Again, you don't have to get into this. This might get too deep into you, but this person goes, just curious what drugs Jiyay has done before. Sorry if that's inappropriate. LOL, hugs.
No, that's fine. I've done like pretty much everything except for heroin.
All right.
Like LSD, shrooms, meth, ecstasy, like everything except heroin.
This guy's a walking pharmacy, it sounds like. This man just able to have it all. What was one that you're like, nah, that's too far. That's too much. I'm not going back to that.
Probably meth.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
It's still good.
Okay. Thank you for the endorsement. That's exactly what we need on this.
This is why I don't talk about this on my fucking on my TikTok stream, because there's so many people who are so nice, innocent looking at me. So I just want to be like, hello, have a good day, namaste.
Okay. Hey.
I don't want to give people bad advice, and I don't want to give them the wrong impression. It's like, that's not the right word. I don't want them to do something bad because of something I've said.
I like that. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I think a lot of streamers or influencers in general, they don't fully grasp the power of their words. And, they'll say things to be entertaining or funny, or they're trying to start a trend or trigger or whatever it may be. And they're not thinking about the repercussions of that external from their own lives. I mean, I'm only
Yeah.
at a small case, and I already am thinking like maybe I shouldn't cuss as much. Maybe I shouldn't. And sure, I may love that personally in terms of humor, but at the same time, I'm like maybe I don't want people to think the way I do because it's not the greatest way of thinking. It's a meme.
Well, right now I'm trying to stop saying rapist, gay,
Okay.
and retarded because I
Yeah.
say it way too much. And like prior to TikTok, I didn't really have an audience, so it was fine. But now,
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, like I don't, I don't want to offend. Like some people who message me, they're like, I genuinely have mental disability. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what to say to that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard for me to like. It just kind of comes out sometimes. I don't mean it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am trying now to make an effort. I'm being very self-conscious now of what I say
Mm-hmm.
online. Not so much on Twitch, but on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Taylor, by the way, thank you for that point. Very good point. Very, very good point.
Well, that's why I said not on Twitch. TikTok, Twitch.
Can
I
you
mean,
say all this
I
shit on
like
Twitch? I don't think so.
no. But I'm saying I have a small audience on Twitch. Like it's not even comparable. My
I
Twitch
see.
audience.
I see. Yeah. Quick question here. Pop quiz. What brand of water are you drinking?
Kieran.
All right, there you go. Next one here. If you get more of a following on Twitch, would you quit TikTok?
If I get a following on Twitch the size of TikTok, yes, but that's not going to happen.
Well, first off, why would you quit?
Just because if I had 500,000 followers on Twitch, I'd be like fucking, dude. You know how much? That'd be more than any job I could ever make. Like, and that would be a sweet job.
But I mean, it's like it's double platform, it's
I
double
wouldn't. I wouldn't
exposure.
actually quit TikTok. I wouldn't quit TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really consider TikTok work or anything. It's fun. I
Mm-hmm.
really like it. It's a really good platform. A lot of big YouTubers now are hopping on TikTok, and a lot of them are saying like, "Oh, it's such a good site," because they feel like a lot of big YouTubers just make videos, like because they have to make them a certain way. But they said on TikTok, they feel like they have that original feeling of creativity when they started, like they can make whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
It's super easy. And I agree. Like,
Mm.
TikTok's great, dude. Like, I know a lot of people are looking at it. Like, a lot of the older generation are like, nah, like, fuck China or whatever. But
Yeah. All right.
it's a great platform. Like, if you want to grow your Twitch or anything, if you want to express yourself creatively, it's great. The community on there is actually amazing. Like, you can't complain about TikTok community if you're on fucking Twitch because you can compare. Like, the TikTok community, honestly, obviously there's trolls, but
Yeah.
generally speaking, it's actually a great community. Like, more so than not. So I'd recommend anyone who's like thinking about it, like you should get on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Twitch is like someone said this to me, and I really did love it. Where it's like there's a badge of honor growing on Twitch because of A, how new it is, and B, how toxic it is. Like there is. Let's just avoid it. Like let's call it what it is. There's a lot of toxicity in Twitch. So to succeed here, you gotta have tough skin. You have to be original. There are literally like 5 million as of this month active users. So to find a niche or whatever it is, your personality, whatever it is, and to grow and succeed in it is huge. But that does not take away from the fact that TikTok also highly competitive. It is better in an algorithm standpoint. Like it really does do better in promoting you, and I don't think Twitch does the greatest job, but they're trying. They've established something 2 years ago.
Twitch is great. Anyone who's like always, I get a lot of messages people who like saying I want to start Twitch. I fully think you should, but
Yeah.
you got to realize, yeah, Twitch is a different game. Like you got to grind a bit more. Not necessarily like the longer hours you do, the better you're gonna be, but
True.
you got to grind more than TikTok, that's for sure. And it's a different audience. Like let's be real, like it's male dominated.
Yeah.
So and let's like we've been game. Thank you, Funhouse.
Oh,
Everyone else should follow Mums, by the way.
Don't worry about it, guys. I understand.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's just different. Like I think you should be on both if you want to promote either one.
I don't know.
But the traffic on TikTok is uncomparable. It's just stupid. The amount of traffic on there is just insane. I probably got more traffic on one video than Twitch got in a month as a website.
Wow.
Like you said 1 million new visitors, right? In last month.
5 million new streamers.
5 million. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like the TikTok traffic is insane. Like, I don't know if people want to know this like analytics behind it, but it's actually insane.
Mm-hmm. I mean, from a Twitch standpoint, like, I don't know, it's weird. I kind of have a twofold mentality about it because it's like, you know, yeah, there's a shit ton of streamers, but there are also very different prerogatives across the board. And it's like some people just want to build a community and build friendships. Some people want to take it personally and professionally, and everything in between. And so really, like, if you go on Just Chatting and check out the zeros, you'll see someone recording, playing Fortnite off their phone to the TV. And that versus someone like a, XQC, Mizkif, Ninja, whatever you want to go, very different places in the world. Where one person may never, will do it as a hobby for a week or a month or 3 months and then quit, versus someone who's literally grinding that. I hate using the word grinding, but doing that as a vocation almost daily. But I agree with you. Not just because you don't stream much doesn't mean like that's concurrent to your viewership. I'm only streaming 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I agree. I agree. We speak about it a lot. You got to have your niche. You got to do it a certain way. You can't. I know people that just sit there with a webcam and do all day and they don't really interact, show personality. And I wouldn't consider that grinding. I consider that just time spent badly.
Exactly.
Like grinding is like you got to be using your time right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, if you just sat there with a camera and you didn't really do anything, you didn't show much personality, it's hard. You're not going to grow. Like you will grow to an extent, but yeah. There's more to it. That's what I'm saying. Twitch is harder, in my opinion. Twitch is definitely harder.
But I love it. It's something about this place. It's dirty. It feels like the dirty diner that serves that gnarly food, but you can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I love Twitch too. Twitch is great.
Let's continue on here. Do you regret your major in uni or wish you had a different one?
No.
Perfect. Does TikTok feel like a job for you?
No, because I'd say 80% of the videos I make is just for fun, and then 20% is monetized content, and I get to make it how I want to make it. So it's a job in the sense that I get money for it, but it's not like taxing. I enjoy it.
I like that. It's almost the beauty of both, like a hobby and a profession. Depending on.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Did moms give you the cheat sheet? I gave you the rundown, right? With all the questions?
No, you didn't give me the question.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I usually do. That's on me. You're right, Cass. You're right. Fuck me. That's a total fuck me moment. Yeah, that means you're going at this raw. Then you have no idea what's in store for you after the show. All right, sir. No, I'm joking. It's fine. Last question here in the community questions, and then I have one more thing for you to do, and we'll close it out. All right, my man?
Yeah, sure.
What would be your dream job and why?
Content creation, making music combined. Anything creative.
Yeah.
Thanks, Taylor.
Okay, whose stream is this? All right, Jay. Whose stream is this? I appreciate you, Taylor. Thank you so much. So, Jay, we've ended the community question segment of the show. There's 2 things that you can do for me before we go to the final segment of the evening. Won't take that long. First thing that I need you to do for me, Jay, do you have the stream up?
Yeah.
Can you go to the chat and check, like, you know how you could check who's watching?
Yes.
It's that so it's the one that says users in the chat. Yeah. Can you click that for me? You got it?
Yeah, I did.
So can you pick a random name that isn't me, a mod, or a current VIP?
Okay. Oh, Zach's watching. Okay.
Oh, no way. Nice.
Let's see. I don't know who. Yeah. Do I just tell you
Yeah,
who it
just
is?
tell me who it is.
Gen 2.
Gen 2, are you here? I need to make sure. Gen 2, I actually don't see that name. Is it J or is it G?
J.
Oh, there it is. Yo, Gen 2. So Jiyay has picked you. You get to be a VIP on this channel. So that means your name goes on the front of my screen. I have the guest every show choose a random name. Gen 2, what you have to do for me, though, now you have the difficult job of having to.
Pog.
What's up?
Pog.
Oh, gosh. This man's speaking emotes. We are too old for that. You have the difficult job of having to choose which person you want to take out. Those are the VIPs. You're going to have to choose one of them. Jen, I need you to choose one of them for me to replace. I only have 5 on the show.
Well, you always do this? You kick someone off?
Yep. It is what it is, all right? We have to do it.
Wow, Jen. Whoever you do this to is gonna be so depressed.
They're not even gonna know. They're not even gonna know, dude. Jen, it's okay. It's okay, Jen.
I don't know, man. They're gonna hate it.
I mean, maybe, but they're not here right now. Some of them. Legit, you got it. Wow, he's actually gonna be really depressed. He really earned that one. No, I'm joking. Cool. The Chick 98. Thank you so much, Jen. And Jay, there's one last thing you could do for me before we go to the last segment of the show. I would like you to tell me who is someone you would like to see be on here. Who is someone you'd like to see on Inside the Streamer Studio?
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Obviously a Twitch streamer, right?
Yeah. Someone who's already on the platform makes it a lot easier.
Ninja. Nah.
I've already had someone put a big one, and I've done it. I've done what I was about to do.
I would say it's pretty hard. There's so many good streamers. You want to get Juice. I was gonna say you should try and get Juice.
I want Juice on here so bad, dude. I fucking want Juice on here so bad, but he won't.
I think you should try and get Julia if you can.
Julia? Is that her? What's the name?
Her name's like, I think it's Julia with a H, but her name's, I think it's like.
Can you DM me, or can you type in the chat the? There.
She helps. She's been supporting me for ages. She just got partnered last.
That's so. Oh, she the Filipino one.
Yeah, she's great singer. She sings and does art. We kind of have the same interests, and she's a really good streamer. She's good at talking.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I actually do really. I used to watch her a ton. It's just hard with the time zones, but I remember popping in. Well, let me do what I do then. Let me look right in the camera and cut a promo for you. Listen here, ladies and gentlemen. We have here our guest Jiyay tonight. Has nominated you, Miss Julia, or Julia, however you'd like to be pronunciated. But if you have any energy, interest, whatever it may be, to be on this show, you can even watch a VOD in advance to know how it's done. I would love to have you on. This is a formal invite. So if there's anything, I'll What's up?
Maybe she's too big for you. She just got partnered.
She might be too big. You'd be surprised, Jiyay. You'd be surprised. But if you have any interest in being interviewed, talking about your life, talking about your stream, I would love to have you. I'll find you on Twitter. I'll DM you in Discord. But that's a high recommendation from Mr. Jiyay himself. So, Jiyay, thank you so much for doing those two things for me. So we've entered the last segment of the show. All right. This whole thing is built around the idea, one of my favorite shows growing up, Inside the Actor Studio. Are you familiar with it?
Yes.
You are the only one. You are the only guest. You are the first guest now to understand what that is. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for you. But
it's because we're old. It
is true. I actually had someone that's older than me, 28, and she was like, no idea. And she was from Australia as well. But anyways.
Well, no, it's before our generation. It's like our parents' generation.
Yeah, but I still love this show. But anyways,
pretty sure it's like early 90s or something, or late 80s.
Yep, you're right. Okay. So the whole concept has been lifted from there, and the host himself, the late great James Lipton, was a host for 23 years, and he asked every guest, actor, actress, entertainer in general that went on his show for 23 seasons the same 10 questions before he ended the show and gave the guest the platform to talk to the audience. And so, in homage to him and in homage to this show that we do here 3 or 2 times a week, I ask every guest the same 10 questions. The only difference between how he does it and myself is 2 things. One, you can pontificate or not however much you want on the question. And the second one is I will not react to any of your responses. So I want the complete focus to be on you. All right, Jiyay?
Sure.
Perfect. And then after that, I will go our separate ways. And
how does one pontificate?
What do you mean?
What? I don't know what that word means.
I mean, you just talk. Like, you could talk for as much as you want about, oh, you're asking me the word. Oh, yeah. You could just talk as much as you want or as little. Like, you can do a one-word answer or you could do multiple sentences. But I'll wait for a lull and then I'll continue with the next question. Gotcha. All right. And then after that, we'll go our separate ways and I'll rate someone. All right, my man?
Let's go.
All right. Let's do this. You ready?
Oh, wait. Before we start.
Oh, my gosh.
I should have recommended Jeffrey.
I'm going to slap you in the damn face. You're a funny guy tonight, Jiyay. You got a lot more energy now. Interesting.
That would be so good.
Maybe next time. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Question 1. What is your favorite word?
Love.
What is your least favorite word?
The N word. No, hate.
What turns you on?
Personality.
What turns you off?
Arrogance.
What sound or noise do you love?
Rain. I love rain. The sound of heavy rain.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Which cars? I hate the sound of loud cars.
What is your favorite curse word?
Cunt. Definitely cunt.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Probably music producer, songwriter.
What profession would you not like to do?
Right. No. Office work. Sales.
And lastly, Jiyay, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
It doesn't matter what you've done because nothing matters.
All right. There it is, Mr. Jiyay. Thank you so much for being here. Dude, you killed it. See, I'm so sorry. I screwed up completely, dude, not sending you that sheet. I did not realize that. That is on me, man. That's completely on me. But
I've seen the show like a billion times.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you, though. I knew I had to have you on, regardless of the TikTok shit. I've loved like everything you've done on your Twitch journey from March to present. And it's been so cool being able to be a part of your life that way, my man. I really do have a lot of love and respect for you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And yeah, obviously, I tell you all the time, but yeah, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think you should keep doing stuff like this. You should definitely aim to get like Julia on like big streamers. I think that'll be better.
Oh, Mr. Jiyay, if only you knew. If only you knew what's cooking. There's something cooking in the oven, baby. All right?
Get PewDiePie on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think this is a good format.
Thank you.
Because I haven't seen this on Twitch or anything.
I deeply appreciate that, man. Especially where we're trying to go, or where I'm trying to go in life. I too want to do something creative, but this is my creative outlet. I just need to validate it. It's tough, but it's a journey that I'm willing to walk.
Yeah. And if you're watching from if you're not following Mums, follow Mums. He streams.
Oh my god! Close your legs. Yeah.
No, he's got a good community, and it's really different to my content. So if you want to see because a lot of my viewers who came to Twitch they're new to Twitch. So if you want to see what Twitch is like, I just recommend following Mums. You get to see how different it is depending on who's doing the stream.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. This whole show, guys, if you're completely new to Twitch, the whole show is highlighting streamers and their life both on and off Twitch. So if you're looking for a place to find other streamers, you found the place. All right. It is a little bit about me, but I try my best to make it mostly about the guest. And again, I have the corniness of saying I bring them on as fucking guests, and they leave as at least acquaintances, sometimes as friends.
We were already friends before I came on.
I've had Peyton on, not Peyton. I've had it's Parker. I've had Mile High Cash, and then people.
Yeah, Aztec on.
I've had Aztec. You're right, and Blonde. So those are my friend ones. But then the ones that I learned and then became friends was like Omegles, Mayhay. There's a ton of. I've done this so many times, and I've really loved it and refined it. And I want to make this. I think there's a place for this on this platform. But anywho, Mr. Jiyay, what you got on deck for the rest of the day?
I gotta eat. I just had a banana.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm gonna eat. Yeah, dude, I'm fucking starving. I'm gonna eat, and then I gotta work, and I gotta chill. I gotta relax. I gotta make got some work,
True.
It's pretty boring.
True.
A bunch of work.
I got you. It's fine. Well, either way, one moment before I'll just do this for them, and then I'll hang it up. But guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Loved having you here. From those of you that are from Jiyay's community, thank you so much for hanging out, for asking questions, engaging with the man himself. Yeah, this man better eat a damn meal. He's skinny as hell. Don't let his thighs fool you. This man is still skinny. But who we're going to raid is our next guest. Jade is a boss. She'll be on the show next Tuesday, I believe. Next week, guys. This is my Friday, so I'm done streaming for the week. You can find more content on YouTube. I'll be downloading. We have some YouTube exclusive content there, whether it be interviews, other podcasts. We even have one where I can't play video games, so I just kind of get wavy and watch my friends play and commentate over that. But exclamation mark YouTube, go check that out, guys. But we will be visiting Jade is a boss. If you don't know who she is, check her out. Really interesting, cool person. Give her a follow if you fuck with the content. I'm trying to think. Next week, she's on, as well as Sia Charlie is on Wednesday. So we have Jade is a boss on Tuesday, Sia Charlie on Wednesday. On Monday, I'll figure out if I want to guess or if we're going to do the Second Opinion podcast. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your time and your... Hold on. Did I even send out that raid request? I probably didn't. Sorry. I tried to do it on Chatterino, but I'll just send it here. Oh, cool. There it is. Nice. But guys, as always, I'm going to look into the cam. By the way, thank you so much, Sweaty Tuna Bait, Taylor, Funhouse, Cardio Carson. Thanks so much for the love. Thanks so much for hanging out. And as always, until we vibe again, peace. All right, let's get this show on the road.